Shoppers at one of the nation's largest grocery chains may be unknowingly paying more for groceries. An in-depth investigation found that customers at Kroger stores like Smith's here in southern Nevada were often charged higher prices at the checkout than those listed on store shelves. Consumer Reports sent shoppers to stores to compare price tags against receipts.
Well, imagine picking up an item on sale only to be charged full price at checkout. That's exactly what Consumer Reports says is happening at Kroger-owned stores across the country. A months-long investigation by Consumer Reports, The Guardian, and the Food and Environment Reporting Network uncovered widespread pricing errors.
We found expired sales tags on more than 150 different grocery items that actually led to overcharges at the checkout counter. Everything from beef and salmon to coffee, juice, vegetables, even cough medicine and dog food.
Consumer Reports launched its investigation after Kroger workers in Colorado, currently in union negotiations, alleged widespread and long-standing price label errors. To measure the scope of the problem, CR recruited shoppers to visit 26 Kroger-owned stores in 14 states and Washington, D.C. On average, shoppers were overcharged $1.70 per sales item, or 18.4% more. Why is this happening?
Kroger workers say that major staffing cuts and reduced hours have left them stretched way too thin, making it nearly impossible for them to keep up with changing all the price tags. Some stores have as many as 15,000 discount tags hanging at any one time.
Kroger has been testing digital price tags in some stores, which could help fix ongoing pricing issues, saying they offer better accuracy for shoppers. The company says it also corrects price mistakes with a policy called Make It Right that lets employees fix errors on the spot. In a statement, Kroger said it is committed to affordable and accurate pricing and that it conducts price checks that review millions of items weekly to ensure our shelf prices are accurate. Kroger isn't the only grocery store recently called out for allegedly having unfair or misleading pricing. Back in 2022, a shopper sued Walmart, claiming it overcharged him by as much as 15% on 6 different items. And just this past October, Safeway, Albertsons, and Avon's agreed to pay nearly $4 million to settle a lawsuit alleging they were charging customers more than the lowest advertised price. Consumer Reports says that no matter where you shop, take a quick photo of the sales tag, review the receipts before leaving the store, and demand a refund if the price isn't right.
Kroger says it also conducts audits on store prices, but an internal review of one store showed nearly 6% of items had wrong tags that led to overcharges at the register, well above Kroger's policy that allows for no more than 1% error.